Hello, everybody, and welcome back to 50 Shades of Tay. I'm Taylor Gonzalez, and you know my guest today as Tom Prinze from Scream 3, and you can catch him at Return to Woodsboro at the Pasadena Convention Center, October 2nd through 4th. I'm so excited to be joined by Matt Keeslar. Matt, how are you doing today?
Great, Taylor. How are you?
Good, thank you. It is very nice to meet you, and I am so excited to talk all things Scream with you.
Cool. Yeah, I'm excited too. This is going to be great.
Well, since we're here to talk about Scream and its legacy and the upcoming Return to Woodsboro convention, I thought I would start out by asking, I'm sure you've never been asked this before, but what is your favorite scary movie?
Oh man, probably is going to be The Exorcist. Although, I mean, there have been so many good ones recently, so it's kind of hard to pick now because they've got all of these auteur, like The Witch and um, The Lighthouse was a great. It wasn't actually. It's more of a psychological thriller, but it's still kind of a scary movie. Hereditary was really good. So I don't know. It's hard now, but I would say classic, The Exorcist probably. How about you?
Gosh, okay. I feel like it has to be the original Scream, but every time I watch one, like when I do rewatches to lead up to the next one, I'm like, oh, I love number two. Oh, I love number three. So it's like every time I watch one of them, whichever one I think I watched most recently, it ends up being my favorite. But I also
That's
am a
great.
huge fan of Elvira. I know she's not like horror as in like scary, but she, is still a horror icon, and I just love the Mistress of the Dark film.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, I remember as a kid, like, because she had local television shows where she would she would host scary movie night or whatever. And I remember as a little kid watching her, so it was so great. Yeah, I love that. Like, all of those weird, like, old horror movies, Mystery Science 2000, like all of those, like, kind of commentary things. I love those and watching those kind of cheesy old films.
They are so fun. I love watching like when she did the Ginger Dead Man, and then she did like the Puppet Master films, and then there was one
Oh
that was
yeah.
really funny. It was like the Women of the Avocado Jungle or something. She found like the craziest like B
Yeah,
movies
yeah.
to discuss, and it was just so much fun.
Yeah,
Uh
it's funny. When I was living in LA, there was a whole like subculture of people who like loved these B horror movies. You could only watch them on VHS. Like they were like they were very hard to find. And then we would. I was introduced to it actually through the Silver Lake Dog Park.
oh,
These people who hung out at the Silver Lake Dog Park, they ended up like they had these all of these horror movie buffs there. I remember there was this one guy, we called him the Wolf Man, and he used to wear these little tiny cut off shorts. I mean, like barely, I mean, almost bikini like cut off jean shorts, no shirt, and he had a giant wolf. And he would be in the middle of the dog park, like standing on this mound, and the wolf would be up there with him, and he had this long flowing hair. He really looked like a wolf man. Anyway, he was one of the crew at the Silver Lake Dog Park back
oh
in
my
the
God.
day.
Oh, that is awesome. Well, the original Scream, this is insane to me, but it's celebrating its 30th anniversary,
I
which to
know.
say out loud, it doesn't even make sense.
No.
And Scream 3 is not too far behind. It is currently 26 years old.
Wow.
What do you think it is specifically about the Scream franchise that has endured for decades?
I think I mean, it's funny because they came out with Scary Movie, which was actually, making fun or, poking fun at Scream. But really, what Scream was originally was the original Scary Movie. I mean, it was really saying, like, let's look at all these tropes in the genre and put them all together and kind of deconstruct them. And I think that we got to that point in our culture where um, everything had become kind of self-referential. Like we started to have so much saturation with films, and we were just talking about B movies and Elvira. Like we had so many tropes to pull from that suddenly we could collect them all in a film and watch them and enjoy them as we were watching them. And it also told a story, you know. It was a little bit like watching an improv set where you have a montage of all of these different scenes and you watch them and they finally come together at the end and you're like, oh yeah, it actually made a coherent story in the end. And I think that that's kind of the thing about it, is like it works on several different levels. It works as a commentary, it works as its own a film in its own right, and it also works as kind of like I said, like a self-referential sort of like trope fest.
Hmm. No, I agree with you. I think
I'm
all of
just
those,
guessing. I don't know.
no, all of those aspects are wonderful. And also I think the fact that it's a mystery, what
Yes,
sets it apart from,
that's
things like
true.
Friday
Yeah,
the
yeah,
13th and A Nightmare on Elm Street, is you always know it's Michael Myers or you always know it's Freddy
that's
Krueger.
true.
With
That's true.
this, I feel like it kind of gets a wider audience, people who might not specifically, love horror. They might be like, "Oh, it's like a murder mystery," and they might be attracted to that aspect of it as well.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't even think about but that is very true. Yeah, so that gives it even another layer
Mhm.
of, appeal to a whole other group of people. So yeah, you're right.
So Scream 3 was directed by the iconic Wes Craven. Is there one piece of advice that you got on set or working with him that has like really stuck with you?
There was not one specific piece of advice, but what I will say is this, because Wes Craven, it seems like he would be a person who would be really into um, camera, lighting, effects, kind of that side of storytelling. But he really celebrated good acting. So I remember there was one part where Parker Posey is like reading off the faxes as they're coming to the party, and as she's reading them off, she's like kind of like becoming more and more frantic as she's
Mhm.
reading them. And I remember after those takes, him just saying like, "Now that's some really good acting," you know.
Oh,
And I thought that was really kind of cool that he was into not just the moving the camera around, but also into like the actors and doing their job. So I thought that was kind of what maybe made his films stand out in a way.
that is awesome. Do you have a favorite line of yours from Scream 3?
Oh man. Um,
I'll tell you mine.
I don't.
I love when you say it's the real Gale Weathers and the back
Oh,
and forth between you and Courtney Cox. I
oh
just
yeah,
think it's
yeah,
so
yeah.
great.
Better check your brake line or whatever. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That was pretty great. I like the rap party scene a lot. I there were a couple of scenes that were cut out that were where we were even nastier to one another as actors, which I really liked. Actually, I think that they ended up cutting them out because it made our characters like almost too callous
Mm.
in the end. But there, it was kind of they were fun characters to play because they were so nasty to one another, and it was just like sort of turning the camera back on the actor, which is kind of interesting. So that's also kind of a fascinating thing about that particular one, is that it's a movie about a movie, which Hollywood always loves, you know.
Mm. No, I love that aspect of it because you're playing Tom, who's playing the fictionalized version of Dewey. I love it so much. Have you ever thought if a movie were to be made about your life, who you would like to have cast as you?
Oh wow. Um, I don't know. It would probably end up. I mean, I guess I flatter myself. I would. It seems like Matt Damon would be the right person, only because he beat me out for so many roles when I was acting. It would have to be the person in the end who ended up doing it. I'd flatter myself to think that he would take that job.
No, that would be incredible. I would love to see that.
Yeah. But yeah, yeah. So actor turned PA who was seeing patients in the urgent care during COVID. Like that would be an interesting movie to watch. I think Matt
Yeah.
Damon starring.
Oh my gosh. What about a title? Have you given any thought to what a title might be?
Yeah, it would have to be something like um, I I play a doctor on TV and I am a doctor in real life.
I
I
love
don't
that.
know. Something I'm not sure exactly. It would be funny to see like what would happen with a Hollywood version. How that would what that would
Yeah.
look like.
Oh, that'd be really fun. So every year for Halloween, I go to my friend's house and we hand out candy. And I try and keep track of how many ghost faces I see. And I
Oh wow.
always lose count because there's dozens. What is it like for you, someone who has been in a Scream film, to see not just on Halloween, but just in the wild at conventions? Everywhere you look, there's ghost face Funkos. I have a tiki mug. There's everything. How is it for you to run into ghost face like on a daily basis?
Yeah, it's kind of funny. I haven't associated myself with it as much, but because it was such an icon even before I was in the franchise. So, but when Scream 7 came out, I got a ghost faced mask from Amazon, and my buddy and I went to the park and did a whole like photo shoot with him and me, sort of introducing Scream 7 to my Instagram followers him playing Ghostface, like popping up in different places in my life, kind of.
That's so fun. Well, I am so excited for the Return to Woodsboro convention in Pasadena. What are you looking forward to the most with this convention?
I'm kind of fascinated to see like what they do with it. I mean, they're gonna really deck it out, so it's gonna be like all like made up like the sets of the movies, and it's gonna be fascinating. I can't wait to see. I also it'll be interesting to kind of see how people are doing at this point. I would love to see Parker again. It's funny, I did a movie with her prior to Scream 3 called Waiting for Guffman, so I knew her for a while before that, and so it would be interesting just to see kind of like where people ended up.
Oh yeah, that'll be really fun. I'm very excited to see the pairings of people for panels because
Oh
you could
yeah,
always
yeah.
do, like here's the Scream 3 reunion, here's the Scream 4 reunion, but you could also do like pairings in really fun, creative ways of people who you never would really, expect to be in the same place at the same time. So I think something like that would be very fun. And
Wow,
I'm
what
also
would
looking
be
forward
your
to,
ideal
ooh,
pairing?
okay. I don't know if I can say it. But just depending on who's announced, if there are enough people who were unmasked as Ghostface throughout the years,
Oh yeah,
a
yeah.
Ghostface panel, because I don't know that there's ever been one where here's like the Ghostface from Scream 3, here's this Ghostface from Scream 4. I think something like that would be very interesting
That
and
would
very
be
exciting,
interesting. Yeah,
if anything like that were to happen.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It would be interesting to have like the people who played all of the Scream characters in the movie, and the people who played all of the Scream characters in the in the movie within the movie, and like have the two groups facing one another, and I thought that one of the things that was kind of cool about what Wes did is he took basically like indie actors and cast them as the stars in this like alternate reality. It was almost like flipping the reality on its head a little bit, where these indie actors got to be like the movie stars in it. So it was kind of a cool idea. Still actors, but just in a whole different way. And it's a little bit like, I mean, I think that Quentin Tarantino has done this too. Like he's taken like B actors or people who we thought were gone or washed up or not like working anymore, and sort of revitalize them by putting them into interesting new roles, and you see them blossom as this like a whole other character when they're given the opportunity for a big budget and a big script and uh, the all of the things that a big budget movie affords.
Yeah, very true. I'm also really looking forward to the cosplay because, of course, there are going to be a lot of Ghostface. However, I feel like there's going to be like bedazzled Ghostface, glow in the dark
Oh,
Ghostface,
sure, sure.
like everything you could think of, like maybe an Easter Ghostface, a Christmas Ghostface. So I'm looking forward to that, and also characters that maybe you wouldn't expect people to dress up as to see their cosplay as other characters throughout the 7 films and the TV series as well.
That would be fascinating to see what yeah. So there are so many other small characters throughout the film. Well, actually, not even small characters like Jamie Kennedy's character. Like that was a big character. Like people could that was such a huge character that could definitely come back.
Mhm.
That people would want to play.
Yeah, that would be so fun. But there's so many exciting things to look forward to. Matt, I cannot thank you enough for taking time out of your day to talk all things Scream with me. Everybody, be sure to come and join us at the Pasadena Convention Center. We'll be there October 2nd through 4th for Return to Woodsboro. In the meantime, Matt, where's a good place for people to come and follow you and keep up with all your posts and upcoming events as well?
Yeah, so I have an Instagram page. It's just Matt Keeslar, open page, pretty easy to follow, and I have a group that I perform with called Dad Vice. So it's a an improv group. So yeah, come and follow us on Instagram, and we're always out performing in the Portland area.
Oh, that is very exciting. Well, thank you so much, Matt. It was very nice to meet you, and I'll see you
Cheers.
in October.
All right, take care. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.